in order to survive and more importantly, in order to thrive, I think the TV ecosystem has to embrace the future, stop fighting yesterday's battles, look towards where there's opportunity, how technology and changes in consumer behavior, changes in basically data collection and consumption, and how all of those things come together and can be organized in a way that supports the creation of good content and appropriately monetizes it, but allows the advertisers and marketers to reach the people that are interesting to them. I think that the current focus tends to be very short term. It tends to be, it's hard to say how it's completely driven. It could be financially driven. It can be a set of skills. It can be lack of recognition and understanding of what's happening. For example, during the conference we discussed how, automation of marketing, basically using data and using a CRM as effectively a DMP for a consumer or for a company's consumers, lets them understand the behaviors across the life cycle of that consumer, whether it's a B2C audience or a B2B audience. They're able to capture, what are their interaction points, what are the individual ways that they interact and become customers or don't become customers. So rather than having an idealized version of a customer journey, you're actually informed by what's going on, what's taking place, how do you interact with these people, how do you message with them over the life cycle of your relationship with them, and how do you enhance that. And so on if you will, the demand side, that's moving forward, and software is taking over, and it's driven by data, and the data is informing what has actually happened. The traditional TV world is still very largely stuck in the idea of annual plans and having some personas, and those get translated, and then you try to match it to a schedule. There's a lot of manual work. There's a lot of legacy systems. I mean, there's reasons for this inertia, but there's not an embracing of what do we need to do. It's a lot of infighting. It's a lot of viewing other broadcasters or other agencies as the enemy. And rather, I think it's more appropriate to think of, you have your walled garden, your castle, where you're protecting your assets, but you have treaties and relationships with the people that you're trading with, and everybody trades on a basis that's fair and, let's say, well understood. The alternative is, and we see this playing out, and there's everybody's favorite whipping boys of Google and Facebook, but they're just good at it. In the TV space, you see the vertical integration of media and telecom in the United States. There's many different plays going in that way, and trying to basically provide scale and provide, what, as I'm describing, a walled garden in a similar fashion. There's a lot of things changing. There's a lot of different data points changing. In TV, you have smart TVs coming, you have ACR coming, you have a variety of set-top boxes and over-the-top services that provide data. You have a lot of these different data points. And TV's had the great benefit of having a simplistic and straightforward value proposition and ability to buy. That's being eroded, by design, by choice, it doesn't really matter. That's changing. And there has to be a drive towards the simplification, a drive towards, what does the marketer want? What does the content provider, really the audience curator, provide? And for TV's, kind of incumbent players and emergent players, they have to work together towards a common vision of that and not basically allow themselves to be cut off and allow others to monetize their assets, whether it's an audience or data.